this is Kaelyn. Welcome to another video in the Orion TI-84 Talking Graphing Calculator series. Today I'm going to be covering how to do logs and natural logs, and this is covered from probably Algebra II and beyond, and in some classes it can be introduced in like algebra or geometry depending on what course you're taking. So the first option here, well, first turn on your calculators. Then the first option here is to use the buttons on the far left column of your calculator. If you have the on button, you're going to go 2 buttons above that. That is the natural log button. We're going to start with log. So you go 1 more button above that, and that is the log button. If you press that, it's going to say log. Now, if you are well versed in this part of math, you will know that with the log notation, you'll often have log, then you put the base, and then comma or open parenthesis, close parenthesis, what the answer to the exponential problem would be, or something you're taking the log of. In this case, with this particular button, it's automatically base 10, so this would be the equivalent of saying log, open parenthesis, 10, close parenthesis, and then whatever answer is what you're going to put into this typing field. So for base 10 of 100, we all know that is 2, so I'm just going to demonstrate that. Don't forget to put a close parenthesis, because when you press that button, it automatically puts an open parenthesis at the beginning, and if you do not put a close parenthesis, it will have a syntax error. Then you're going to hit the enter button, which is again the bottom right button on your calculator, and you have the result of 2, so meaning that 10 squared is 100. Now this, oops, I think I accidentally hit something. I'm just going to hit clear, which takes me back to the home screen. In this particular option, this is only cool for base 10, which is not super useful when you're beyond basic algebra. So you will need another option, which I'm going to show you in a sec. Now, the other button built into your calculator is natural log. And anybody who knows natural log, it's basically your base is e. There's also a lot of function used in Algebra II and beyond is e to the x, and e is Euler's number. That is 2.17, I believe. And it's a constant like pi that is infinite. You have infinite decimal place values. So it can only be approximated by this number on the calculator. Now, in order to do natural log, you're going to go to the first button I mentioned, which is 2 buttons above your on button. I'm going to hit that. Now, this is the same as ln open parenthesis. So this is the equivalent of log base e, comma, or open parenthesis, close parenthesis, whatever your result is. So in order to get that result, I'm actually going to do a quick sum, so I'm going to delete this for a second. Now I'm going to show you where e is. For context, first you're going to hit the second button, which is the top left button on the regular calculator part. This is below the graph and table line of keys. That's right below your screen. So it's where this bigger grid starts. Seconds on. And then you're going to go to the divide key, which is 2 keys below the clear key. Exponential. And this, it's going to say exponential, but this is also the equivalent of Euler's number, or e. And now I'm going to do e to the 2, to the power of 2, which is covered in the video on exponents, how you do powers. Then I'm going to hit enter. It's this long decimal value, which is fine. So now I'm going to press ln again, which is natural log. Now, if you want to copy something from a previous part of your answers, you can either do the answer save button, or what I find is easier is just to click the arrow keys up and down to navigate. So I'm going to hit the up key once, which is the answer of the previous thing I solved. I'm going to hit enter, which effectively copies this to the next open text field. 7.389056099. So now this is natural log of that 7 point number. Don't forget your close parenthesis. And now I'm going to hit enter. It is equal to 2, which is true because I did the e to the power of 2 equals that result. I did that extra step just to demonstrate a clean cut, easily defined answer. Now, both of these are great options, but if you want the more basic multi-use option, you are going to go to the math menu. which is 2 keys below the second key. We love the math menu. A lot of other videos cover similar functions in this list. So tap the math button.
Math menu. Show as fraction.
So show as fraction is the top, but we are going to scroll down using our arrow keys until we hear LogBASE.
Show as decimal. Cube. Cube root open pair. X root. Function min. Function mag. Numerical derivative. Functional integral. Summation. LogBASE open pair.
Here we go. Okay, I'm going to hit enter, and this effectively copies it back to our home screen.
LogBASE open pair.
Now, this is where it gets kind of confusing, especially for people who are just learning like LogBASE as a rule in itself, because as I covered a few minutes ago, it's when you say log, you put the base first, which is the number that you are multiplying by the exponent, and then the answer to what would have been like e to the x, it is e, comma, the result of e to the x equals x. But when you're typing it into this calculator, you actually want to put the result first. So you're going to put the 7-point number, comma 2, which is comma e, which would have been the base, equals 2. So I guess essentially it's the reverse. I will have the formatting and the syntax for this in the description here, but essentially we're going to go back to a more basic example. So what our instinct to do is for 2 to the power of 2 equals 4, as an example, you would put 2 comma 4, because 2 is your base, 4 is your result, equals 2. But for this, you're going to put 4 comma 2, because 4 is your answer and 2 is your base, close parenthesis, and we should get the result of 4. Oh, I'm so sorry, 2, yes, because 2 times 2 is 4, excuse me. So this is a more multi-use option. You can also use this with e to something, because you know how to put in the character of e. I'm just going to give a quick example of that. Again, go to your math menu.
Show as fraction.
Then you're going to scroll down to LogBASE again.
Function, numerical, functional summation, LogBASE open pair, LogBASE open pair.
Now I'm going to go and copy that 7-point blah 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 number.
Log 2, natural log 7.39056 7.39056
Then I'm going to hit comma. I'm going to select E by pressing the second button and the divide button, which is going to say exponential, but that actually means E, or Euler's number. Then I'm going to hit close parenthesis. Do not forget this close parenthesis. And I'm going to hit enter, and our result should be 2. Voila! So essentially you have 3 methods. You can either use the 2 wonderful buttons on the left side of your calculator panel, which is the LogBASE 10, or the natural log, which is essentially just LogBASE E. Or you can do the more generic, more multi-use version, which is going to the math menu and copying the LogBASE function from there. So have fun with this, and thank you so much for watching.